And a breaking development now coming in. Well, finally, Indian representative has replied to Pakistan Prime Minister's statement on Kashmir during general debate on the 79th session of the UNGA. Indian representative Bhavika Mangalanandan said that as the world knows, Pakistan has long employed cross-border terrorism as a weapon against its neighbors. For such a country to speak about violence anywhere is hypocrisy at its worst. It is even more extraordinary for a country with a history of rigged elections to talk about political choices, that too in a democracy. Listen in to how she actually replied to Pakistan's Prime Minister.
A country run by the military with a global reputation for terrorism, narcotics trade, and transnational crime has had the audacity to attack the world's largest democracy. I speak about the reference to India in the speech of the Pakistani Prime Minister. As the world knows, Pakistan has long employed cross-border terrorism as a weapon against its neighbors. It has attacked our parliament, our financial capital Mumbai, marketplaces, and pilgrimage routes. The list is long. For such a country to speak about violence anywhere is hypocrisy at its worst. It is even more extraordinary for a country with a history of rigged elections to talk about political choices, that too in a democracy. The real truth is that Pakistan covets our territory and in fact has continuously used terrorism to disrupt elections in Jammu and Kashmir, an inalienable and integral part of India. A reference has been made to some proposal of strategic restraint. There can be no compact with terrorism. In fact, Pakistan should realize that cross-border terrorism against India will inevitably invite consequences. It is ridiculous that a nation that committed genocide in 1971 and which persecutes its minorities relentlessly even now dare speak about intolerances and phobias. The world can see for itself what Pakistan really is. Mr. President, we are talking about a nation that for long hosted Osama bin Laden, a country whose fingerprints are on so many terrorist incidents across the world, whose policies attract the dregs of many societies to make it their home. Perhaps it should come as no surprise that its Prime Minister would so speak in this hallowed hall. Yet, we must make clear how unacceptable his words are to all of us. We know that Pakistan will seek to counter the truth with more lies. Repetition will change nothing. Our stand is clear and needs no reiteration.
CNN News 18 Siddhant Mishra is joining us on the broadcast. Siddhant, what we heard is a confident India not shying away to show mirror to our neighbor that, look, you are being extremely hypocritical when you speak about these issues when there are numerous issues happening inside your own soil. Please do not advocate us, and that too at an international platform.
Well, look, Pakistan is perhaps the only country in UNGA taking up the issue of Kashmir. And this is the victory of Indian diplomacy. And this is the power of India that none of the countries in the world, part of United Nations, is supporting Pakistan on the issue of Kashmir. They all have stopped supporting Pakistan on the issue of Kashmir. Now, yesterday, Mia Shehbaz Sharif addressed the United Nations General Assembly. And in fact, his speech was full of lies. And today, India had fronted a diplomat who exposed Shehbaz Sharif's lie. And very clearly, the Indian diplomat said that a country run by the military with a global reputation for terrorism, narcotics trade, transnational crime has had the audacity to attack the world's largest democracy. Point number one. Also, she says that I speak about the reference to India in the speech of the Pakistan Prime Minister. As the world knows, Pakistan has long employed cross-border terrorism as a weapon against its neighbor. Point number two. In fact, she also mentions that how the Mumbai attacks were orchestrated, the marketplaces and pilgrimage routes were targeted by Pak-based terror groups. She also says that the list is long for such a country to speak about violence anywhere and hypocrisy at its word. It is even more extraordinary for a country with a history of rigged elections to talk about political choices, that too in the democracy. Look, India is a $3 trillion economy. The world is showing confidence on India. India is a strategic partners with many countries. India is Vishwa Bandhu now. India offers assistance and helps in HADR. India does vaccine mastery. India holds a credible global reputation. And it is very important, to highlight what this diplomat has said, that, there's no comparison between what India is and what Pakistan is. And the lies that Mia Shehbaz Sharif told yesterday, in fact, Shehbaz Sharif mentioned about 5th of August in his speech. He also mentioned Burhan Wani's killing. And he also terrorist Burhan Wani's killing. And also he spoke about that how, India, the people of Jammu and Kashmir are not happy with the Indian administration, etc., etc. Full of lies and his own imagination. So today, in United Nations, India has fully exposed Pakistan once again, and a diplomat has been sent to expose Shehbaz Sharif's lies and what he said yesterday. And remember, Jammu and Kashmir just had a state elections, and world observed those elections. In fact, the team of diplomats were in Jammu and Kashmir to observe and to witness that how in India democratic process unfolds. Unlike Pakistan, which have the rigged elections where a leader of opposition is in jail, where ISI calls the shots, where nobody knows who's going to be the prime minister tomorrow. So there's a huge difference, and it's very important for a country like India to expose Pakistan on international stage, that what they are and what India is. So there's no comparison, because Shehbaz Sharif went on to compare situation of India with the sufferings of the people of Jammu and Kashmir with the sufferings of people in Palestine. So it was a very, very, kind of a bag of lies that have been put forth by Shehbaz Sharif yesterday at United Nations.